gentlemen, welcome to Real Talk. I'm your host, Saieed. We do want to thank you for joining us tonight, viewers. So a little update for you, what is taking place in Trinidad and Tobago, viewers. So the government has strengthened oversight over credit unions in Trinidad and Tobago with the signing of a MOU between the Commissioner of Cooperative Development, the CDD office, and the Financial Intelligence Unit, that is the FIUTT. The agreement improves information sharing, training, and enforcement of anti-money laundering and counter-terrorism financial rules. So viewers, the move signal tighter security for credit unions through increased monitoring, compliance check, and reporting requirements. The ministry or the minister, the ministry officials believe stronger collaboration between both parties will help detect suspicious activities earlier and reduce vulnerabilities within the financial system. So Trinidad and Tobago, the credit union is moving stronger and stronger with every meeting. So we want to thank the minister for this. We want to thank the CDD for pushing this. So credit unions now will be under a more stricter role in the, in the financial world. And that is a wonderful move, viewers. So I do welcome that move. Another update for you, viewers. Former Minister in the Ministry of Finance, Brian Manning, have stated that Trinidad and Tobago is facing a self-inflicted recession. He is accusing the government of increasing the burden on citizens and failing to deliver the full 10% salary increase promised to the public servant by substituting part of its non-cash benefits. Listen to this.
What we're enduring here in Trinidad and Tobago now is a self-inflicted recession. This Minister of Finance, as we have said from the very beginning, in the last budget, he gave it one hand and took with the other. All the public servants who expected to get 10%, some are getting 4%, 5%, then they're saying you're going to get, what was it, something instead of cash, whatever it is. You're not getting any full 10%. And even with that, with all of the taxes, it has so dramatically increased the cost of living in Trinidad and Tobago that at the end of the day, you're going to end up taking home less.
So viewers, I was waiting for something like this to pop up. I was waiting. Now to Brian Manning. Every time Keith Rowley said to us, the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, we need to tighten our belt. How come you never said anything? When the finance ministry raised the entertainment bill for $50 million, how come you didn't come out and say anything? Where was your voice at the time? Because I was waiting for something like this to happen, you know. Where was your voice, Manning? Where was it? Now you come out to tell Trinidad and Tobago that the government now is inflicting self-inflicted recession. But you didn't say anything when Keith Rowley said to the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, we need to tighten our belts. We need to tighten our belts. Where were you when Keith Rowley said to the nation of Trinidad and Tobago that we cook if we don't get through with the Venezuelan oil? Where were you back then? The Dragon Gas deal, where were you back then? You didn't have a voice to say anything. All of a sudden you find that voice. You find that voice all of a sudden to come out and tell the people and them who all you lost touch with that the UNC government is self-inflicting recession. Trinidad and Tobago, it's sad, yes? It's really sad. Manning also warned against additional taxes for fines in the upcoming mid-year budget review, which he predicts will focus more on politics than solution. Listen to the viewers.
That they have done nothing in the past year except make the people of this country suffer.
You think the country should expect more, will expect more fines and taxes?
I shudder to think that this Minister of Finance would be crazy enough to implement more taxes and fees, but he's a one-trick pony. It's all he has done in the past year. They have not diversified this economy. They have not grown this economy in any way. There are no additional revenues. So what is he going to do? I have no idea. I hope and I pray that there's not going to be another mid-year review of budget of more taxes and fines.
And I will go back to the same thing I just said. When Clungenberg increased gas price 3 times, we heard nothing from them. Absolutely nothing. When Mbert introduced property tax and a penalty to citizens of a criminal offense if they don't make payments of property tax, we didn't hear Brian like he took a holiday. We didn't hear anything about them. But he couldn't say anything against Colin. He couldn't say anything against the Keith Rowley. Understand? But now, all of a sudden, I say they find a voice. All of a sudden. But nevertheless, Trinidad and Tobago, nevertheless, we go wait for the mid-year and see. Another update, the Trinidad and Tobago Prison Service officially relaunched the TTP-RS NEC Queen today, restoring one of the key marine vessels used to transport officers, inmates, supplies, and other personnels to and from the Carrera convicted prison. Carraspi said, dependable transport to the island facility was critical to the prison service daily operation, security, and efficiency. He said, the vessel ensures officers can safely perform their duties while maintaining consistent access to the institution. Henderson, commander, he commended the collaborative effort behind the vessel relaunch and said the ministry remained committed to strengthen operational support within the national security sector. So there you have it, viewers. The search for the body of 2-year-old Angelo Plaza continue. Answering an urgent question in the House of Representatives on Wednesday, Minister of Homeland Security Roger Alexander updated the House of Representatives on the status of the investigation into the missing toddler of Goodwood, Tobago. Listen to this.
Mr. Speaker, this investigation is continuing. Immediate search for the child continues. There are a number of agencies involved in this operation, including the Tobago Investigative Arm, the Fire Service, the Trinidad and Tobago Emergency Management, the Coast Guard, along with the Trinidad and Tobago Child Protection Unit and the Homicide. Mr. Speaker, as the investigation continues, we'll be able to update members of the public with the investigation. The child has not been found just yet. However, the investigation continues.
So viewers, according to a police report, the child was reported missing by his 22-year-old mother, Khalifa Tobaz, around 7:30 p.m. on Monday, and immediately a search began but yielded no result. So viewers, we hope that somewhere in Tobago, this child body will pop up. Condolences to the family so far. I know a lot of moms is carrying the burden of losing a baby also. Our heart goes out to the mom, to the entire family, and to the people of Tobago who is assisting. We really, really hope we get some sort of result. So viewers, current affairs segment. Minister of Homeland Security, Mr. Roger Alexander, have stated that there has been 69 reports of home invasion since the offense was enacted in law in January 2026. Alexander said he expects a decline in the number of incidents as the police continue to strengthen their capacity to respond to home invasion. Alexander.
Mr. Speaker, Home Invasion, Self-Defense and Defense of Property Act and the Defense of Property Act 2025 was ascended to on December 16, 2025 and subsequently proclaimed in law in January 20, 2026. According to information from the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service, a total of 69 reports of home invasion has been reported as of April 19, 2026, since the enactment of this legislation. In previous years, Mr. Speaker, incidents now classified as home invasion would have been recorded under categories of robberies, burglaries, break-ins, larceny dwelling house. It is anticipated that with the introduction of this new legislation, Mr. Speaker, and for the corresponding period and the provisions of the Defense of Property, these incidents will decline over time.
Also, viewers, he added that 25 persons have since been charged under the Act for the same period. Now, last week, officers dismantled a group known as the Tall Boots Crew, who were allegedly responsible for a string of home invasion in central Trinidad. Listen to this, viewers.
Further, Mr. Speaker, 25 persons have been charged under the Act during the same period. Mr. Speaker, investigations continues and additional persons would be placed before a court of law to be dealt with according to law. Mr. Speaker, there's an addition. The investigation is continuing. As you would have seen in the Central Division, a number of persons would have been arrested and a number of persons would have left the earth suddenly. Mr. Speaker, as a result of that, the investigation continues and a number of persons was identified as participants in home invasion. So the numbers will certainly go up, Mr. Speaker.
So, viewers, Alexander also noted that 11 persons thus far has been charged in relation to murders in 2026. Let's see how best TTPS can upgrade in the hunt for criminal. So, viewers, switching gears, Justice Minister David Maraj has announced that the government plans to recruit 800 new prison officers within months as part of a broader push to strengthen the country's prison system under the proposed Parole Bill 2026. This was announced today in the House of Representatives, where Maraj defended the bill against criticism from opposition MPs and outlined what he described as a whole of justice sector approach to reform the prison. Listen to this, viewers.
Within a few months, Mr. Speaker, the prison service is going to enlist, how many? 800 new prison officers. You're talking about resource, young people coming with talent, will be properly trained. 800. This is what this government is doing in this country, Mr. Speaker. We are not leaving the prison service to flounder. We are not leaving the police service to flounder. At every step of the way, we are supporting them and giving them resources.
So, viewers, he said the recruit will be young people coming with talent who will be properly trained as the government moves to provide more resources to the prison service and the police. Maraj also sought to counter concerns raised about the impact the proposed parole system could have on the judiciary and the wider justice system. According to Maraj, the judiciary submitted a very long and detailed response supporting the legislation. So Trinidad and Tobago, in a few weeks to come, This will be introduced to Trinidad and Tobago. Also 800 new officers, young individual with some sort of special training will be recruited into the prison service. Hopefully Trinidad and Tobago, we're going to have a better prison service. Also the parole bill, the legislation. Now, there could be good for the citizens and there could be bad. What would be good is that individual will be out on parole. What could be bad is if they commit an offense while on parole. Well, that is a different story. Now, this is the part I want to hear where Mr. Maraj now will come to the house and let the house know, also the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, if an individual that is on parole, if he breaches that agreement, what is his consequences? That is what I want to know. And I am sure the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago would want to know the same thing also. What are they going to put in place in case the parole is breached? That is what we want to know. Viewers, we are going for a short commercial break. Stay locked on. When we return, Senate vote to remove John Bates from National Security Committee. When we return.
We'll be right back.
Connect with us on social media and don't miss the latest updates. Follow us on Instagram at RealTalk_Newsroom. Check us out on Facebook at Real Talk with Saieed Ali. Subscribe to us on YouTube at Real Talk Trinidad and TikTok at Real Talk with Saieed Ali.
Throws you a curveball, and you need a clear path forward. Trust Real Talk Wrecking Service to get you back on track. Whether you're stuck on a roadside or dealing with an unexpected breakdown, our 24/7 wrecking service is just one call away. Fast response, reliable towing, and a team that's got your back. At Real Talk Wrecking Service, we don't just tow, we rescue. Real Talk Wrecking Service, your lifeline on the road to recovery.
True growth shouldn't make you wait. This May, Real Talk Financing is changing the timeline. Get up to 7% upfront interest on your fixed deposit. Paid to you upfront. Real Talk Financing and Investment. Real results sooner. Call our Central or South branches today.
Welcome to Real Talk Financing and Investment, a place where your loans are guaranteed and you're rewarded with up to 5% upfront interest on your deposit. Why wait when you can invest with us today and reap the benefits? Speak with a representative at our Central branch at 238-6716, 231-6219, or 339-1670, or our South branch at 242-9944, 241-0543, or 339-1670. Real Talk Financing and Investment. Investment company just for you. For you. For you.
At Real Talk Studios, we dedicate our time to highlight the glaring issues we face within our community. Catch us live every Wednesday between 7 to 8 p.m. Real Public Concerns. Because your concerns are meant to be heard. Send your email to realpublicconcerns@gmail.com.
Welcome back.
So Trinidad and Tobago, like I said, we are in the car business. We have started back our car business. We paused on it for a while, but we have some vehicle. We have Lancers, we have K27, we have a Jetta, also viewers, there's CRV, there's TIDA. We have some vehicle for sale, viewers. You can contact me at 2386716 or 3391670. It is on our compound at Carini Savannah Road in Shogunas. If you're interested for a vehicle, viewers, come down, check us out, and you never know what could take place. You could drive out with one. So, also viewers, we have our yacht for sale. RealTalk have its yacht for sale. Remember, it's a prestige yacht. It's an Italian-made yacht. So, its 2026 valuation is $195,000, viewers, US. It's a beautiful design craft. It's pleasurable, fancy interior. So if you're interested in buying a yacht, viewers, to do down the island tours, or maybe to cruise up the island with your family on the weekends, you can contact me, 3391670 or 2386716. Also, Trinidad and Tobago, those of you who have construction going on, you're looking for an excavator to rent, or you're looking for an excavator to purchase, you can also contact me, 3391670 or 2386716. So as we start back our news tonight, also, now remember, RealTalk Financing. The more that thing I have in my head, viewers, RealTalk Financing is offering you 7% on a fixed deposit for the month of May. Trinidad and Tobago, remember that the highest interest rate on fixed deposit that is being paid in Trinidad and Tobago, it's RealTalk Financing. So don't miss it. Don't miss it. Don't miss it. Grab more money on your fixed deposit. So viewers, you can't miss it. You can't go wrong at all, at all. At RealTalk Financing, let me tell you something. You could get a loan. You could open a fixed deposit and make money. Remember, you have your money put on in the bank, in a commercial bank, doing nothing. You're not getting no big set of interest on it. But you're complaining to yourself, you need to make money, you need to make money, you need to make money. And you have your money put down there with that 2% interest. And you're eating up yourself how to make more money. RealTalk Financing, 7% on fixed deposit. Nowhere else you're getting that, Trinidad and Tobago. We have the highest in the country presently. Who does it? RealTalk Financing. So back to our news. The Senate has adopted a motion calling for opposition Senator Janelle John Bates to be removed from the Joint Select Committee on National Security. Senator Darrell Allaha stated that the incident has undermined the committee's confidence in her ability to maintain the confidentiality of its discussion. He added that this had proven a hindrance to the committee and the work of the committee, and is why parliamentary intervention was necessary. Listen to this, viewers.
Mr. President, people are not moved just so from committees, or they don't offer to resign by VAPs. We on this side, Mr. President, feel strongly that Senator John Bates must be removed from the Joint Select Committee on National Security forthwith. Her presence on that committee is keeping back the committee's work. The leader of the opposition is still considering whether she should accept her resignation as a senator. But we in the Senate today must act decisively and must send a signal. Because, Mr. President, we have a duty to uphold principle and to protect the integrity of this committee and all GSCs, Mr. President.
So I want to ask the leader of the opposition if that is okay, what Janelle John Bates did. Was that okay? So, Penelope Beckles, if someone on the UNC side did what John Bates did, what would you be doing? I'm asking a question, Penelope. What would you be doing? Trinidad and Tobago is waiting for a response from you. What would you be doing? Wouldn't you be asking the UNC to remove that individual? Now, since this matter started, Penelope Beckles seems incompetent of making a decision. And for Penelope Beckles, and the act that Janelle John Bates did, to me, like, she's okay with it. She is okay with that. While everyone wants her to move, Penelope is okay with that. Imagine Penelope easy, you know. So are you condoning those type of acts? This is what Trinidad and Tobago is looking at you now. Are you condoning these type of acts? Call a good night.
Right, Mr. Saeed, great program as usual. And when you sit down and really think about what happened in Parliament, there was a calypso. They go there to kicks and have fun, you know.
Yes.
They kicks in all the time, you know. And every day you see it, you know, this is what happened. Nothing meaningful to carry this country forward. Nothing meaningful to change the dynamics, to change the way security is in this country.
Correct.
Just this morning, you had people robbing Penal, a family. They beat them up mercilessly, take all the money, all the whatever, the phone and all this kind of thing. And that's two. One in the St. Julian village area, one in Penal yesterday, and two in Manson and Rio Claro. A lot we don't hear about when they rob the little parlor and the vendor and thing on the side of the road. And why this is so, because as you say from last night's program, why we hearing a lot about Zakura and his ministry? He is the extortion king. He is the frontline man to enforce and implement laws to extort money from the citizens. That's why we're going to hear about he. That's all he doing. Pauperizing the citizens and bringing pain and suffering to the citizens of this country. As a matter of fact, the whole bunch of them, they don't have a clue to run this country. And those speed guns that they have here and presenting, the updated speed gun, the modern speed guns, is like a hair blower, a hair dryer. Right? One person could hold that is sitting in a car, hold that stand up outside a car, and you haven't seen it, you haven't know. So this big piece of thing that they bring here, that's an outdated piece of thing. Just like the system in the airport. Yeah, fine, we happy about it.
Yes.
But that is an outdated system also. After you scan at immigration, you have to come back by customs and scan again. No, that's an outdated system. And I came back there 2 weeks ago in the airport. You had about 6 elderly people. They didn't know about the system. You have an immigration officer had to assist 6 people now. I don't know how long they stayed there. You understand? I can't use a phone, but I had somebody do it for me on their phone. So I went through, but very sadly. And I want to join Gary Griffith in condemning Gavero and telling Gavero, come with one bit of truth now. Only one bit of truth you should present to this country. So they will believe you that you're presenting some evidence and some intelligence. The latest intelligence is they're threatening ministers and all kind of thing. And, you know, I'm surprised that the cabinet and Kamala and the Attorney General believe this man. Up to this day, all you understand, the citizens of this country, the world believe, seeing what this man do, only lies, not one word of truth. And they believe in that? Look, come on. So it's showing that all they care about is themselves and their friends and family. What about the citizens that have been robbed every day? What about them, Alexander? And as you rightly said on your program, and many other people, and Gary Griffith, these two fellas are highly qualified, illiterates, and dunce, you know. So we will get nowhere with national security in this country. Citizens, you all wake up. Sharp my lance, all you act together, put cutlass, whatever, to defend all yourself. Because this, as you come out in here, this criminal jump in your fence. Today, right in St. Julian, a red car, and passing up and down the jewel shop that was robbed. Up and down, stop in front of the jewel shop. And police, nowhere to be found. But they're escorting trucks. 3-4 police, we can escorting equipment to go galley out, but to respond to crime, you can't find them nowhere in the country. So police, every crime in this country, Alexander and Guerrero, if you all don't know, every crime is connected to the police service. Mr. Saeed, God bless you and your staff. You keep up this great work you are doing, and hope that somebody will wake up and will fix this country. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you, my friend. So, viewers, back to John Bates. Now, the motion was carried by 16 votes in favor and 13 against. Senator David Nackett criticized senators for failing to support the motion. Listen to this.
But we have a duty to be honest, first and foremost. Our duty is to be honest. Whatever our own personal characteristics may be, what we represent, that's between you and your God. But honesty is something that is measurable. It's something we can define, we can feel, it's tangible. It depends on how we act. And the actions that we've seen from that side today is reprehensible. It's almost sad. It's the reason why a lot of people looking on at these proceedings tend to dislike politicians. Because they don't know where we stand, where is right and where is wrong. You cannot tell me everybody on that side, especially independent side, I forgive the PNM, they are what they are. They are what they are. They are what they are. But you cannot tell me everybody on the independent bench, they feel comfortable with themselves for defending what is clearly indefensible.
So viewers, meanwhile, opposition Senator Faris Al-Rawi has also been temporarily removed from the Senate Privilege Committee pending the outcome of the investigation involving himself and fellow John Bates. Now, Al-Rawi was one of the 3 members replaced on the committee. Confirmation came from Senate President Wade Mark, who sits as the Senate Privilege Committee chairman. So, Trinidad and Tobago, let's hear what Penelope Beckers has to say concerning this matter. Is she going to condone this? And if she is okay with this, well then why is John Bates in security? Why? Why is John Bates still in the National Security Committee? Is it to do more bad than good? Or is it to do good than bad? Which one? This is what we want to find out. What document again will be rewritten? This is what Trinidad and Tobago wants to know. What document again will be rewritten? Because if Penelope is condoning this type of action, well then it makes no sense Penelope remain there. It makes no sense because accountability is something which you will not be liable to hold. And it's a sad thing when we have people in office and accountability they can't give. Well then why are you there? Why are you there? To spoil your name all over the world? No, it don't make sense. That anywhere I go, hey, look the person who did tampering. Penelope, how that looks? I want to ask John Bates, how does that look? How does it look on you? How does it look on your family member? And worse again, if you have children, well, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That's a stain in character right there. And then you go home now and you're sleeping comfortable like if nothing happened. Nothing happened. Such a sad state we live in today. Accountability is something you can't even hold. Right? So Trinidad and Tobago, moving on. The police service is warning motorists to be mindful of their speed on the nation roads. This as 20 new light detection and range lidar speed enforcement devices are being deployed along key highways and byways across the country. TTPS Road Safety Coordinator Brent Batson explained that the technology is being adopted by law enforcement agencies worldwide due to its reliability and advanced feature. Listen to this.
Our technology goes further because we can actually get image captures of the vehicle registration plate, print it out to provide the driver with the evidence. Our new technology also has with it what we call license plate illuminators that allow a high level of enforcement during the night when we know most of the speed intensity take place. This has expanded now so that we can cover all police divisions.
So viewers, Transport Commissioner Clive Clark urged motorists to obey posted speed limit, reminding them that speeding offense attract various fines depending on the severity of the violation. Clark.
Those tiers are speed limit above 1K to 9 kilometers, $2,000. The second tier, we talk about between 10 to 20, $3,000. And then the third tier, which spans between 20 to 30, thereabout, carries 4,000, and then the final tier above 31.
Viewers, meanwhile, Minister of Transport and Civil Aviation Eli Zachor also emphasized that the introduction of these devices is about saving lives. Listen to Eli.
When motorists know that speeding can be detected, behavior changes. And when behavior changes, lives are saved. These devices are not about punishment for punishment's sake. They're about deterrence. They're about prevention. And they're about ensuring that law-abiding citizens, pedestrians, passengers, and families are better protected every single day.
So viewers, we are going for a short commercial break. Stay locked on. When we come back, no surge in social assistance application for CPEP closure. More when we return.
We'll be right back.
Connect with us on social media and don't miss the latest updates. Follow us on Instagram at RealTalk_Newsroom. Check us out on Facebook at Real Talk with Saieed Ali. Subscribe to us on YouTube at Real Talk Trinidad and TikTok at Real Talk with Saieed Ali.
Throws you a curveball, and you need a clear path forward. Trust Real Talk Wrecking Service to get you back on track. Whether you're stuck on a roadside or dealing with an unexpected breakdown, our 24/7 wrecking service is just one call away. Fast response, reliable towing, and a team that's got your back. At Real Talk Wrecking Service, we don't just tow, we rescue. Real Talk Wrecking Service, your lifeline on the road to recovery.
Welcome to Real Talk Financing and Investment, a place where your loans are guaranteed and you're rewarded with up to 5% upfront interest on your deposit. Why wait when you can invest with us today and reap the benefits? Speak with a representative at our central branch at 238-6716, 231-6219, or 339-1670, or our south branch at 242-9944, 241-0543, or 339-1670. Real Talk Financing and Investment. Investment company just for you. For you. For you. For you.
At Real Talk Studios, we dedicate our time to highlight the glaring issues we face within our community. Catch us live every Wednesday between 7 to 8 p.m. Real Public Concerns. Because your concerns are meant to be heard. Send your email to realpublicconcerns@gmail.com.
Welcome back.
So Trinidad and Tobago, welcome back to Real Talk. Parliamentary Secretary in the Ministry of the People's Service, People's Social Development and Family Service, Dr. Natalie Chaitan Maharaj, has confirmed that there is no evidence to suggest an increase in social assistance application following the closure of the Community-Based Environmental Protection and Enhancement Program, CPEP. So all the people who was complaining about their lost job and their lost job and their lost job and their lost job, how come they didn't apply for a social assistant grant? This after Senator Dr. Marlene Ates asked whether the closure or restructuring of CPEP had led to an increase in application for social assistance, food support, and other welfare programs. In response, Dr. Chaitan Maharaj said a review of application from before and after the closure in July 2025 showed no direct correlation with only 441 new applications. Try and Tobago, listen to this.
From the period July 2024 to March 2025, there were 2,689 applications, and from the period July 2025 to March 2026, there were 3,130 applications. Based on the data analysis undertaken, no direct correlation or causation can be established between the increase in new applications for the two grants mentioned and the discontinuation of the Community-Based Environmental Protection and Enhancement Programs, core routine operations.
So viewers, everybody was complaining that they lost their job, they can't go CPEP again, but yet no one applied for assistance. This is what the minister is saying. You know how sad it is, eh? How sad it is. Now, Dr. Chaitan Maharaj stated that the ministry continued to support the vulnerable household through a range of social assistance grants which remains accessible to former CPEP workers. She also noted that the government has revised the standard means tests used to assess eligible for several social programs. Listen to this.
As a result, in February 2026, Cabinet approved a 42% increase in the poverty threshold applied under the SMT to more accurately reflect the country's current economic realities. This adjustment is expected to expand access to social assistance by allowing a greater number of low-income and financially vulnerable households to qualify for support, including households whose income may have been adversely affected by the discontinuation of CPEP's routine operations.
So viewers, the changes to the threshold will take place from June 1st, 2026. So if you know you work in CPEP and you lost your job, please put in an application. You might get a food card. You never know. You might get some sort of social help. It is there, it is there, it is there. Don't just back and open your mouth and say, you know what, I lost my job, I lost my job, I lost my job. Oh God, just a social development program. Send in an application. Send in an application. So moving along, viewers, the Ministry of Energy, Dr. Rudal Munilal now, have stated that there is no policy requiring the Ministry of Energy to issue public statement on small oil spills. This, as he defended the government's handling of an offshore spill disclosed only after Venezuela issued over the weekend. Munilal was responding in Parliament today to an urgent question from former Energy Minister and Opposition MP Stuart Young concerning the May 1st oil spill, which the government publicly acknowledged on May 10th. Listen to this.
This ill-advised, ill-conceived question from the member for Portus Bay North, St. Anne's West is several fallacies. First, Mr. Speaker, the oil spill in question of May 1st is deemed and was deemed to be a small spill for Tier 1 small spill. But I like using small spill because I want to link it to something else just now. A small spill. And Mr. Speaker, there is no policy or protocol for the Ministry of Energy to issue a public advisory or a press release in dealing with small spills.
So if it was, I believe it was 10 barrels, something like that, spilled on the ocean. Now, the minister also accused the previous administration of failing to disclose dozens of similar incidents during its tenure. Monila stated that the ministry only issued a statement after Venezuela circulation through diplomatic channels on May 9th. Listen to this.
Between the years 2019 to 2021, Mr. Speaker, there were 76 small spills, of which the Ministry of Energy never issued one press release. Because we deal, press releases are there for when there is a Tier 2 or Tier 3 spill and it affects the shoreline, it affects the thing, and so on. But coming back to this main issue here is that, Mr. Speaker, upon receipt Saturday, May 9th, in the late evening, of a communique allegedly issued by the Republic of Venezuela, within hours, the Ministry of Energy issued a statement. Within hours.
This is why I love to bring you in Parliament news in Trinidad and Tobago. This is why, this is why. Because I want you all to understand what is taking place with information. 76 oil spill when the PNM was there. And Stuart Chung didn't mention one. But one oil spill, I believe, was 10 barrels. I'm open for correction, but I believe it's 10 barrels spilled on the ocean. Stuart Young wants to know why Mr. Monilal didn't come out and tell Trinidad and Tobago. But 76 happened under the PNM and not one were reported. Not one. So you see, Trinidad and Tobago, politics is a serious thing, This is why we as more deal with Parliament, to bring you and keep you up to date with the amendments, the legislation, the rules, what is coming out, what is taking place with fines, major things that is happening in Trinidad and Tobago. We keep you updated with. That's why I love my job, I love to inform you of what is taking place. Caller, good night.
Hi, good evening, good night.
Go right ahead, you're live.
I would like to highlight a matter with you. I visited the BIR office in Tunapuna this morning in an attempt to pay the landlord rent surcharge.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I was unable to do so.
How come?
I arrived at approximately 11 or 5 a.m. and was advised by the security that no further numbers were being issued for the day. I was further informed that I could return tomorrow as the numbers are distributed from as early as 6 a.m. Or I should attempt to visit the Port of Spain branch instead. I am 68 years old and I simply do not have the resources or physical ability to continue traveling back and forth in hopes of being accommodated. I would like you to address this matter for me, please, as it is evident that the current system put in place by the government is inadequate to facilitate the smooth processing of the large number of applicants seeking to comply with this requirement.
So it's a number system?
No, they asked me to, it's a number system. You have to go in Tunapuna from 6 to collect the number.
Wow.
And I was there like 11:05 a.m. and they were not distributing any other numbers for the day.
So you were there from 5 in the morning?
No, I went at 11.
Oh, at 11. Okay, okay.
But other landlords were there from 6 to collect numbers.
Wow, that is ridiculous.
Yes, so it's
that
apparent
is ridiculous.
that existing staff complement is not adequate to manage the volume of persons attending to these offices daily.
My dear, I am so sorry you had to go through that. I am so sorry. But this is ridiculous. Thank you so much for highlighting the matter. So Trinidad and Tobago, they give you a deadline date and only a certain amount you're seeing for the day. That don't make sense. If you give people 30 days to send in your application, come and put in your application, and you're doing 5 persons for the day, that does not make any sense. So, why the ministry now didn't have an online system? You go online, you fill it out, and you submit it online. And then somebody would verify it and come visit your property. Why did they have a single, how to say boy? A simple system. From 6 a.m. in the morning, you have to go and collect a number. And then when 12 o'clock reach out, security telling you, well, you can't get no number again. Nah, that's madness. That is madness. And then the government will say, no, well, nobody I want to come and... No, that's madness, man. That's madness. That's craziness. So I hope somebody from the ministry concerning the property tax or the landlord tax, somebody look into it now, please. Oh gosh. All I can't have old people going 5 o'clock in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning to collect a number. That's madness. That's terrorizing people. Trinidad and Tobago, let me tell you something. We're in the 21st century. And if we want to move ahead, certain systems have to be online. And if you're not online, you're spinning top in mud. You're spinning top in mud. I am telling you that. Because it don't make sense we talking about AI when we can't get a simple online system up and running. We can't. Your name, your contact, your address, the size of your building, send in your application with your 2 forms of ID. Somebody receives it, reply back to you, and dispatch somebody to go check your property. How easy is that? How easy is that? Then you have older folks have to come now and line up 6 o'clock in the morning to get a number. And then you know what we can say? We're working for the people. We're working for the people. Moving along. Caribbean Public Health Agency, CARPHA, has announced that there is no need for concerns over the hantavirus, noting that the risk of an outbreak in the region or globally remains low due to several key scientific factors. CARPHA executive, Dr. Lisa Indra explained that the outbreak linked to the cruise ship involves an Aedes strain of the virus. Trinidad and Tobago, listen to this, All might want to take it easy.
Based on the evidence available, the rodent species that maintains this virus in nature is not present in the Caribbean, and therefore there is no documented established local route of transmission in our region. This rare human-to-human transmission usually requires intimate or prolonged exposure.
So Trinidad and Tobago, to break it down to you, the strain is only capable of limited human-to-human transmission. And because of the disease is typically transmitted through contact with infective rodent and and their waste, it is unlikely to develop into a pandemic. Now, Dr. Indar stated that there is currently no antiviral treatment or vaccine, and indicates that CARPHA is actively monitoring the situation. Listen to this.
There is no current antiviral treatment or vaccine. Care is supportive, including oxygen therapy and intensive monitoring. So CARPHA advises our member states and the public to remain vigilant but not alarmed. CARPHA's Caribbean tailored early warning surveillance and laboratory system mechanisms and network is actively monitoring the situation and can detect and respond with needed.
So viewers, she added that although the risk is low, she encouraged the public to still take precaution. Clean up your place. Watch what you're doing. Make sure there's no rodent or anything that will cause a disease or a bacteria around your property. Listen to her one more time.
CARPHA encourages the public to always practice good hygiene, include frequent hand washing, avoid close contact with people who are unwell, take precautions in environments where rodents may be present. These measures are effective not only for hantavirus, but for a wide range of infectious diseases.
So viewers, on April 11th, a passenger died on board the MV Honduras, a polar expedition cruise ship, from the virus after showing symptoms for 5 days. As of May 11th, the World Health Organization has reported 7 confirmed cases of the virus among passengers. So Trinidad and Tobago, according to CARPHA, we need to worry not. We need to worry not. Only 7 cases has been confirmed thus far. So Trinidad and Tobago, our question for tonight is, if the hantavirus were to become a bigger concern in the Caribbean, do you think the local health center are equipped to handling it? So Trinidad and Tobago, we're going to keep monitoring this. If there's any changes, any outbreaks, we are going to let you know. So in the meantime, what you could do is clean up your property. If there's rodents in your property, use some kind of medicine, some kind of bait or something to get rid of them. Spray around your property with some insecticide or something, and clean up your place. Oh gosh, man. Your health is your wealth. I just always say that. Your health is your wealth. If you're not healthy, you're not wealthy. I healthy, so I wealthy. So Trinidad and Tobago, we have come to the end of our program tonight, but nevertheless, our run of this program is from 11:30 to 12:30 tomorrow, viewers. And we'll be right back here another night for another Real Talk with Saieed. Until then, be safe.